Alright, hey there Prox Gaming Crew, this is Proxify here. We're back for some more of the Final Fantasy X Let's Play, and yes, if you guys do go to see right now, I am already at the opening screen of this game, and that is because that we were on our way of doing a cutscene part that was happening, and there was like somewhat of a midway save point that was showing up, so I just decided to end off the episode from there. But now we're going to have to continue onwards within this cutscene, because now we're going to be going to court today. Yeah, what a great way to go, and just basically just start off the video is that I'm just going to say that we're just going to be heading into court. Well, that is because if you guys did miss out during the last episode, or even a couple episodes as well, but I know that there was some parts that were showing up where during the wedding ceremony and whatnot, we kind of broke through the way of the whole Bavel area. We tried to rescue out with Yuna, and then other things were happening, and then unfortunately Yuna did some stuff, and then unfortunately this is where we kind of led all ourselves all the way over to here, is to this court that is going to be happening. And throughout our way, though, is that we are going to get ourselves all locked up, and there's going to be no type of way for us to go and do too much of anything just yet, but we will be heading into a new location pretty soon, but we will be able to control out with another said partner within our team, and that is going to be, of course, with Yuna. Now, we will be able to control out with Titus as well, but we just won't be able to do that right away just yet. But the location in mind is actually known as Via Purifico, I believe. Basically, what this whole place is, it's like somewhat almost out of like Bavel Temple in a way, because if you guys do remember from what Bavel Temple was, it was like this type of temple dungeon area that was dealing with like all these different like dial pressing that we had to go and do, and this whole place of like the whole area of this Via Purifico is that we have those said type of dials, but what is going on is that we're gonna have to just sit on this said dial, and it will just move in the way of where we're gonna have to do, instead of just using it as like a platform that we could just kind of glide across with. So it has a little bit of some different type of feels. Now, throughout our way, though, within this whole said particular part of this said side of what the game is going to be happening, is that we're going to have like two different teams. So it seems like what's going to happen is that Yuna's going to have Lulu and Kamari within one side, and then I think the other side is that we're going to be able to have Titus, but we also get Waka and Riku on another way. But there is going to be some said bosses that will be showing up within this new location as well. We do have Avari Atlantia, which we have to go and fight off with, which is much later throughout our time of this location. But we also do have Ishiru, another type of Aeon summoning person that we could go and also do a battle with. Now, this guy in particular is like somewhat almost like a Pokemon trainer, because this guy actually has like 3 different Aeons that we have to go and fight, and we have to go through all said 3 of those different battles there. But the really weird thing is that this Ishiru guy actually has the same type of Aeons as we do, but their names are like completely different compared to the ones that we actually have. So we'll have to see what happens there. Now, one thing that you do want to make sure that you go ahead and do, and what I'm going to actually do here within this episode, is that you actually want to make sure that you actually have Ifrit with a brand new type of ability that's going to be with Fyra. And Fyra should really go and help you out for the Valfor battle that will be showing up within the way of what is going to happen with Ishiru. So we're going to have to make sure to go and do that before the end of this episode, and also as well add in a new black magic sphere to our ductile rod to get some more magic off. So that should be really nice as well too. So, as you guys have been seeing so far throughout this cutscene, is that it looks like this Mika guy or something has already been dead, but it seems like he's already been brought to life. So that's why we kind of saw like a little bit of that weird type of glowing effect that was going on. And it seems like Seymour is also has that same type of effect as well. So there's a lot of other different things that's going on at this point in time that things have been kind of getting a little bit weirded out here for me so far. So I'll have to try and make sure exactly what everything is going on for right now.
All the people who have opposed sin, their battles, their sacrifices, were they all in vain?
Not in vain. No matter how many summoners give their lives, sin can...
Well, that's what we've been hearing so far, right? Like, we've heard from different stories that apparently other people would have fought with sin, but every time sin always does come back. So, but now, since we're going to be playing through here in the side of Yuna, we should hopefully at least be able to get sin all finally defeated and not get to see sin ever go return. But depends on what happens, because again, I don't really know too much about everything here in Final Fantasy X, and that's why you guys can always let me know on other things that happen within the game, because back when I went to play through Final Fantasy X, I've only stopped all the way up until like the point of where Kalika was somewhere at, or like around within the Kalika temple though. And then after that, I just didn't really go and touch foot with the game all that too much anymore after that within the PS2 version. But I'm glad that I'm coming back here to doing this on the PS4 version, and I've been enjoying everything that's been going on so far within the game.
Those who question these truths, they are traitors.
So now he's gonna treat us like a traitor now? Oh man. So yeah, so now we're locked in all these type of cages again. Now this kind of almost has a little bit of like a reference to what Final Fantasy IX is. Now, if you guys do recall, just like what happened before with Kuja and our team, well, we got completely trapped within these type of cages as well. And I remember there was a little serious situation where we actually had to like try and break on out of those cages, and the only way to go ahead and only break on out of these cages was that we kind of had to do in a way of like how where we had to like dangle the different type of cages around and like try to hit our cage and smash it into one of the other type of pathways, so that then we could actually be able to break out and then start heading on out of that one particular part. And I remember there was some pretty wild battles that actually did happen in that said area as well too. But too bad that here at Final Fantasy X that we can't really go and be able to do something like that, where we could just go and just dangle the different cages around and just smash our way on out of here. Now, mind you, speaking about with that game of the past game before here in Final Fantasy X, I wouldn't mind actually coming back to that and doing the Nintendo Switch side of things, because I do want to make a guide on everything about that game at some point, just so that if you guys ever do need help with that said past game. Alright, well, anyways, here's that guy again.
Come out. Your sentence has been
decided?
Sentence? Don't you mean execution?
Well, that's what I was gonna probably assume, is that they were gonna probably execute us, not really go and do some sort of type of decision making out here, but we'll have to see what happens. Well, this is not good. So we got some water going on down there, and there's a lot of soldiers with guns pointing at us at this point in time.
Looks like you're next. Next for what?
Uh-oh. Ah! Well, there you go.
Get going. Where's
What?
everybody else?
Well, that doesn't make any sense. How can Titus even talk in the water?
Somewhere, maybe.
Normally, wouldn't he like be like all like he can't really like talk? It's like all the water's just like all the way around him at this point. It looks like there's some sort of like sewer system around over here, though.
What's our sentence?
Think they expect us to give up and die down here?
Oh, well,
Yeah, why don't have like any type of like laser with sharks attached to their heads or something like that, you know?
Wonder
Like,
if we should wait for her.
like do something that has like some sort of like craziness to it around over here or something.
If there is an exit.
Well, I think at this point now, we should be able to hear a little bit more about what Seymour is going on with.
It seems my father's murder.
So yeah, so basically we already are starting to know that Seymour went and basically knocked off his father there, and basically gave him a game over at this point in time.
Hardly useful.
However, the summoner Yuna, daughter to High Summoner Braska, she may be of some use to
Well,
us alive.
you've already been kind of doing that out here so far, Seymour. You already did this whole marriage thing, so now you already kind of got her by the
Cannot be allowed.
got her by everything at this point.
I understand.
Let it go, Seymour. No one thrown into the Via Purifico has ever survived.
Yet there is always a small chance that they might.
Well,
Please
we'll
God
just have to
that they
hopefully
take
try to get on out of here.
who emerge.
Now, there is going to be some enemy battles that we can't go and face off with, but they're not really too entirely bad. Well, these type of enemies, I'm pretty sure that we have seen them before, but they are just going to be like just a little bit more stronger than what they were at the very beginning of our set time of the game.
Wait, I will go too.
They were kind of like the swimming creatures that we went and saw when we went and battled out the first of many of the bosses that we went and saw from before. When we went and kind of went through that whole out of Xanarkin thing area. Like just before going into that whole beset island. Or literally onto the boat there.
Forgive me.
Alright, so here we go. So now we got some of these stone panels, so kind of almost like a Bevel Temple. We got some of these different dials here. Now, each of these different dial locations have different type of treasure rewards, and we'll try to make sure that we go and pick them up as best as we can. There's like a black magic spear treasure, there's like a white magic spear treasure, there's also like a treasure for like 10,000 gil that I would like to go and pick up with, so that would be really cool to go and find. Alright, but let's just make sure that we get ourselves all saved up, and I will go and show you guys the customizations that I'm going to have to go and do before I go and end up with the episode. Now, we never really went and did like too much ability upgrading from our time previously from before with any of our Aeons, but now I get to go and show that off to you. Alright, so let's go ahead all the way down, find ourselves with Magic plus 10. We're going to add that to our Ductile Rod over here, so that's the first part already done. Here is for Ifrit, because we're going to have to go and put on a new ability for our said guy right there. And let's go ahead all the way down, and we should be able to hopefully find where Fyra is going to be. And just make sure that you actually have some bomb cores with you. And just like that, we're going to add that right on over here. And there we go. We're all done. See you guys in the next one. And of course, peace.